I want to bring in Oregon Democratic Congresswoman Andrea Salinas to talk about this. Congresswoman, thank you for being here with us. We know Democrats are saying that they're fighting for health care subsidies, right? So why not prioritize keeping the government open while you continue to negotiate for those health care priorities that you have?
I would ask the same thing of my Republican colleagues. Why not basically save health care? Why not stop the cuts, lower the costs, and make sure that Americans across the United States have health care?
Well, we know the president is threatening also a lot of firings, potentially irreversible cuts. Are you at all concerned that if this shutdown does go forward, there could be a large number of government employees that would never go back to work and then potentially blame Democrats for that?
I'm completely concerned by this irrational president who has already done that under Doge, under Elon Musk. He is going to continue to act in an irrational way. He's done that in the past. He'll do that in the future. But what he cannot do right now is he cannot move forward without Democrats. And Democrats right now are asking to reverse the harmful, dirty cuts to health care. We are basically saying Americans need health care. And Americans have been calling for this. We know that their cuts to health care, Republicans' dirty cuts to health care, are hugely unpopular.
Well, and there's a lot of vulnerable Americans out there right now that rely on some of these things that you're arguing for. Specifically, you think about mothers in the WIC program. But when it comes to these government programs, they would be affected by a shutdown if Democrats don't put it through.
Well, I have to say that right now, the federal government, Congress, the Senate, the House, and the White House is all being run by Republicans. So if the government shuts down, this is on Republicans. The Democrats have put their opening salvo on the table. It's about health care. If Republicans want to meet us halfway, that's where they meet us.
Meeting you halfway, I want to share this New York Times poll. Perhaps you've seen it. 19% would blame a shutdown on Democrats. In Congress, 26% would blame Donald Trump and Republicans, but 33% would blame both sides equally. So do you think Democrats are winning the messaging battle here?
I think at the end of the day, Democrats are winning with the American people. We're standing up for the right to health care. People, we heard this morning on the steps of the Capitol from a mom who has two twin sons who have autism, severe forms of autism, who need their Medicaid, their forms of Medicaid, in order to access health care. I've been hearing back home from people who are worried about their ability to access labor and delivery care when they're going to be giving birth in just a few months, that their rural hospitals or their rural healthcare clinics are going to be closing. This is not going to impact one person or one type of people, one type of healthcare system, one type of insurer. This is going to have a ripple effect across healthcare systems, across America, across states. We're standing up for the American people. House Democrats are here to work. We're in the Capitol today. Where are the Republicans? They're nowhere to be found. They're on vacation. We're here to work. There are just a few hours left. We're here to keep the government open. They are not.
Focusing on Oregon here, if we can, for a moment. We know the president has announced that he's sending National Guard troops to Portland over the weekend. I know you've introduced legislation that would reinforce restrictions on the president's ability to use National Guard troops for law enforcement purposes. What specifically are you hoping to update there that's not already in the books?
So President Trump insists on unnecessarily bringing National Guard troops to enforce ICE and immigration in Oregon. This is completely unnecessary. The governor hasn't asked for it. Our local law enforcement agencies like the Portland Police Bureau hasn't asked for this. We basically had many people on Saturday, including local government, Portland Police Bureau, businesses, unions come together and say, why is he doing this? We are at peace. We're not in a moment of insurrection. There's nothing in the law. So basically what my bill would do is basically say, you cannot bring in the National Guard to enforce immigration. And this is what he would be doing. I'm not quite sure we're not in a state of insurrection. Oregon is in a very peaceful state right now. He's watching videos from 2020. I think he has some cognitive impairment right now, and he is confusing fact from fiction.
In 2020, it did prove costly, though, to the city of Portland and the state of Oregon after that. Congresswoman Andrea Salinas, thank you for being here with us.